Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss continuing Kobase's route. You know, bang your boss. Which we're trying desperately to do, and man, he's cock blocking us left and right, so let's see. Ooh, we are going, this is after, we went out drinking the night before, so, well, this night, current, you know. Anyway, that night, after a lot of drinking at Evergreen, let's get home and get, oh my god, drunk sex. Knowing that Director Kobase and I were returning to the same place, Oe put us together in a taxi. That allowed me to return home with him without anyone getting suspicious. Perhaps because he had too much to drink, Director Kobase stumbled as we got out of the taxi. Oh my god, something's gonna happen. We might not get boned, but he's gonna say something. Supporting him with his arm around me, we lumbered toward the living room. Ugh. Just as I was about to put him down, he stumbled over a book and we both fell onto the couch. Now let's kiss. Sorry. You were right. Look at him blushing. So sweet. I could feel his breath on me as he spoke, and my heart involuntarily raced. I shook my head and told him I was fine. He smiled and we both propped ourselves up on the couch. I'm pretty surprised, Amasawa. You can drink. Yeah, I've been practicing. Kawase patted me on the head, but because he was drunk, he was much closer than he usually was. I was quite surprised by how much he could drink, too. He had far more than I did. I mean, again, the man, what does he do? He's just been practicing. He drinks and goes home sad because he's got no one to go home to. And he's just lonely. Clearly. But most of us just drink at home alone and we're fine. But I got a bird that I stay home with. I don't go home to anybody because I don't ever leave my house, so. With his hand lingering on my head, my body began to rush with heat, and I jumped up to get us some water. As soon as I pulled a bottle of water out of the refrigerator, I heard his voice call from behind me. It's a celebration today. How about we have another? Of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. Happy for the opportunity to drink with him, I agreed eagerly. You're like, yay, he's already drunk. Girl, you can't get him that drunk. It's not going to work. And also, it's inappropriate if he's drunk and you're not, still. Like, let's just talk about that. Okay? If two people are drunk, it doesn't make the man rapey, okay? It makes both people that way. It doesn't work one way or the other. It's not a one-way street. If a woman can't consent when she's drunk, a man shouldn't be able to consent when he's drunk either. Just saying. Just saying. Or if two drunk people are happy and going at it, then this could just be a drunken mistake. It's okay to say that too, okay? I'm just saying. But this man is clearly drunk. He tripped over a book. Why there was a book on the floor, I don't know, but he tripped over, probably would have tripped over air. So I just put the man down, okay? You know? Although, getting him drunk and getting his secrets out of him, totally acceptable. After bringing back 2 beers, I quietly sat beside him. And come to think of it, this is the first time the two of us have ever had a drink together here. I was so nervous that my fingers slipped when I tried to open the can. Kabase huffed and opened it for me. Then he raised his beer in a small cheers before throwing back the can and drinking with relish. I wonder if he's just blushing because he's drunk. It's just a drunk blush. That's so cute, though. I love that they just keep it on. I never told you guys this, but the company president, I owe him big time, on a personal level. I mean, really, really owe him. I'll never forget what he did for me. I feel like helping him protect and grow a Starcy, the app that he started, is the only way I can repay him. That's kind of sweet. And maybe then the boss guy isn't going to be a shady bastard. It's going to be more like... Is he like a dad figure to you? I don't want him to be shady. Again, he looks like nice suburban dad. So when the idea of supporting the app came up, I volunteered to lead the project. Seriously, I don't think we could have picked a better group. And that includes you, by the way. Words like this were rare from a man like the director, but his sincerity shone through. Even if it was while he was drunk, I was just happy that he confided in me. Feeling a bit tipsy myself, I decided to speak up a little too. You should tell the others, working with you is the best. What are you really after? That means a lot to me. You should tell, okay, like, working with you is the best. Sounds a little fucking ridiculous. It's cute, but it's a little like, working with you is the best. All right. Like, definitely sounds like something you say when you're drunk. But it also seems like that would be like a work thing more. Like, that means a lot to me is nice. I like that. What are you really after? Curious about that. And I'm sorry, did you want, okay, my bird is like pushing, like poking at my hand. Okay, there we go. All right, never mind. So I only have one hand now. He's decided that my left hand belongs to Bird. He was preening himself on my knee and I was clicking the button and he was like, he leaned down and was like poking at me like, don't fucking touch that, touch me. So now my hand has to sit on my knee for him to maybe snuggle into or just be like, it sits here for when I want to snuggle and or pet myself. Okay, you should tell the others. Fuck the others. I don't know. So like, yeah, working with you is the best seems, it's not a bad one, but it's not the best. So what are you really after intrigues me. And then that means a lot to me is also good. So I'd say it's one of these two. That's my choice. One of these two. Like, what are you really after? That means a lot to me. Like, working with you is the best. So ridiculous. What are you really after? Okay, good. I'm cute. I'm intrigued by this one, so I want to know. Okay. Oh, that's the romance answer. All right. He was talking about work, so I don't think my brain. I think, what are you really after? Like, just hanging out and drinking more with him? Sure. But then he's like talking about work, so I wouldn't be like, what are you really after? Trying to get in my pants talking about work? Like, you know what I mean? But okay, interesting. What I'm really after, asking things like that, you might regret it later. No, I won't. He laughed teasingly at me, but I told him firmly I wouldn't regret it. Because here's the thing. If we get a little, she's being a little upfront and direct, and I like this. And if nothing happens, then he's like, last night, he might not remember, and you'd be like, oh yeah, we talked about some weird stuff, right? And you could just pawn it off as you were both drunk. And the topic of conversation, you know what I mean? If nothing happens, you can't be like, oh, we were both drunk because you had sex. Like, no, that's, but, you know, like if he's like, he's going to be like, did she just ask me? Did I just tell her that I wanted to fuck her? And did she say she was okay with it? I mean, but I was drunk and she was, maybe just, yeah, and then nobody will talk about it the next day. So, this is a good time to spill the beans, I guess. Yeah, that's the thing about you. Our eyes met and it was impossible to look away. Okay, kiss now. Please kiss now. You tend to get carried away, both at work and at home. If you think that, you should really see how very much carried away I will get when you take your pants off. His words pierced me. I wish it was something else other than his words. You knew I was going to think it, so I had to say it for you, okay? There was a given there. And I looked up at him, my cheeks turning bright red. His are red too, so it's fair. What? Why are you staring at me with that pretty face of yours? He didn't have to say pretty. His large fingers reached down and gently pinched my cheek. Embarrassed, I involuntarily laid my hand on top of his. Uh-oh. Uh-oh for him, but good for us. Oh, wait. How can you be so careless? Maybe I'm not careless. Did you ever think that she knows exactly what she's doing? Or, well, is at least aware? He spoke in a small voice and slowly intertwined his fingers with mine. Oh, dear God. It's such a slow burn in a way. It's intense, but it's like, we keep having these intense moments and then he runs away. And then we have an intense moment and he runs away. Ugh! It's, I can't even call it a slow burn, you know what I mean? But it is because it takes a while to really get there, but yet at the same time, it's like an inferno and then it's put out, and then it's an inferno and then it's put out, and it's like, Jesus. When you look at me like that, I just can't control myself anymore. It could also be the liquor speaking, but good. The gentle graze of his fingers against mine and his low, hushed tone made my heart thunder in my ears. You told me before about the type of guy you like. He continued to wrap his warm hands around mine as he spoke. Indeed, I believe I said something like that when the two of us were talking about Tainaka. You said you liked a man that's dependable. And that's what you said, right? Let me ask, do you think I'm dependable? Fuck yes. His question took my breath away. Normally, I wouldn't hesitate to call him dependable, but in this case, telling him that would mean so much more. Say it. No, you don't have to answer that. I have a more direct way of asking you. Oh my god, are you gonna kiss me? Oh god, we're getting a CG. Then he slowly brought his face closer to mine. Oh dear god. Oh! Oh dear god. Oh yeah, he's gonna kiss us. A soft kiss fell gently on my puzzled lips. I gotta be honest, they're kind of doing him a disservice in his CGs. Because, like, this one is also kind of awkward and strange looking. And I feel like that's gonna be my disappointment in his route. Is like, you're trying the whole men as wolves thing, but you're not gonna get me there. I'm not gonna get annoyed about it because, like, I love this man, so, like, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Whatever. And I know he just can't control himself, and I'm okay with that. I'll allow it. Alright? It's the boss and, like, trope kind of thing. So, okay, fine, but you know, you have a sexy glasses asshole man, and you just, the CG's just, they're just not, they should be so good, and you're like, yeah, it's just, it could be better, though. You're kind of disappointing me lately with them. You know? Like, you're not giving your all to drawing him. There are other ones that we have seen for other boyfriends where you're like, holy shit, this is hot. I really want that for this man, but you're disappointing me when we get to them. I'm like, something is awkward and wrong about it. You know? Like, the proportions of his face, he has no chin. Like, you know, and it's like they're the rough drafts and you could have done them better. Like, he could have just, you did him dirty in his CGs, I feel like. I'm just feeling a little disappointed with them in the last couple parts. You know? Especially because they should be the really good ones, the steamy ones, and you're just... So all I'm saying is the sexy time CG better be motherfucking phenomenal or I'm gonna be really disappointed. Like, you know? Anyway. My head was spinning and I wasn't sure exactly what was happening. But I couldn't bring myself to pull away from his sweet embrace, plus we don't want to. Okay. The way he's holding the beer is so awkward, but like, we'll forgive that. It's just... As he was about to pull away, I stopped him and pulled him closer to me. You don't want me to stop? If you want to turn your back, now's the time. His grip on me never loosened. It was clear he had no intention of letting me go. His lips ghosted over mine, giving me a choice, but he held me tightly. Also, the grip on the back of the neck's kind of nice. And I managed to whisper that I couldn't have been happier. Idiot. You say things like that and I'll swallow you whole. I hope. Let me savor this time with you. I'm not moaning for him, but... You taste so sweet. And was it that liquor you were drinking earlier? And then moaning again. Oh, sir. Director Kobase's warm lips teased me, making my mind go blank. In between our kisses, I exhaled his name. In response, I saw the gaze behind his glasses soften, like he was staring at something truly beautiful. That's what we all just want. Spacey. Sweetly, he whispered my name, my first name. I mean, if we're gonna make out and play tonsil hockey, I feel like you should call me by my first name. With my body on fire, I rose to him, clawing and clinging to his body, wanting more and more of him. Are we literally gonna fuck this man this early in the route? Because I'm okay with it. Oh, I'm not moaning for him, but like, oh. Hey, slow down. Oh, says the man who keeps trying to get freaky with us. Take it slow. Don't go so quickly. Although I like the fact that he wants us to, like, tease him slowly. Ugh. I tried to match his pace afterward, but I found myself unable to. You're cute when you're awkward. Because she's like, I just desperately want to bone you right now. After that, we kissed many times. He leaned his body over and he fell asleep with a peaceful expression. He must have been exhausted. That's adorable, though. We're like making out, and then he leans over and passes the fuck out. He's gonna forget that he made out with us, isn't he? It's gonna be awkward for a couple days. And I, too, felt my eyelids growing heavy with sleep. We just fell asleep on the couch together. I ended up falling asleep on the couch with him. Yeah, this is adorable. When I awoke the next morning, I found myself tucked into my futon. Oh my god, he carried us into bed. That's adorable. I remembered being on the couch with Kobase, but everything after that was a little hazy. Did something happen? I couldn't remember. I quickly got dressed and headed for the living room. Does she not remember the kissing? Because she's like, I was on the couch with him. Like, does she remember the kissing? And like, I fell asleep on the couch and I don't remember getting in my room. Fair. But if she doesn't remember the kissing... Director Kobase was already awake, neatly dressed and ready for the day. Perhaps it was because he drank too much the previous night, but his brow was furrowed as he stared at his phone. He looked startled when I called out to him. Hey, good morning. Did you sleep well? I'm assuming it's a weekend, because otherwise he would not be dressed in his weekend attire. When I told him I had no memory of the previous night, Director Kobase nodded in agreement. So neither one of us remembers making out. Oh, how disappointing. That's all a bit hazy for me, too. I don't normally drink like that. Apparently the two of us fell asleep on the couch last night. I woke up in the middle of the night thirsty. I didn't want to catch you a cold. I didn't want you to catch a cold, so I carried you to bed. That's romantic and adorable. Huh? How did I carry you? Well, you know, like a groom carries a bride? With a mix of embarrassment and remorse, I quietly thanked the director. I mean, that's adorably romantic and sweet. And she's like, oh my god, I'm embarrassed by he carried you? Girl, do you not remember? Okay, clearly not. Clearly they don't, or they're both covered. I would believe, because she would say it to us, but I wonder if he remembers. And don't worry about it. I drank way too much last night. My head is killing me. Add that to the fact that my memory of last night is a bit fuzzy. I've really got to be more careful in the future. I hate the fact that neither one of them remembers, though. With a grim expression on his face, he began cleaning up the cans and snacks that were scattered around. I told him I'd clean up and that he should rest, but he flatly refused. I'm the one who said we should have another drink. If anything, it's my fault for getting you wrapped up in this. So you remember that, but having a half a beer more made you completely forget making out with me? Bullshit. Besides, I'm always leaving the housework to you anyway. You should let me take care of this stuff every once in a while. With that, Director Kobase took the trash from my hand. I stared at him admiringly as he went about his chores. Noticing my gaze, he turned around to face me. What? Is there something on my face? Oh, these clothes. I was too embarrassed to say it was him that I was staring at and was grateful for his misunderstanding. It's like when we met that one day, in the apartment preview. You said you liked these clothes. So I wear them now as if I was in a cartoon and this is the only thing in my closet. I mean, to be fair, it is the only other thing in his closet. He's got 3 outfits. That's it. But still. With a mischievous smile, Director Kawase poked my forehead. See, now I feel like you gotta know somewhere inside what happened. Well, there's no prize for staring. You're like, yes, there is. Okay. This is where a sassy person, when he's like, there's no prize for staring, and you're like, committing this view to my memory is the prize. Thank you very much. Seeing his wry smile and profile, I felt a pang of longing in my chest. By the way, do my non-work clothes still seem strange to you? Well, I guess we do spend a lot more time together at work. And I ended up working last weekend too. Well, it's not like the company has a hard and fast rule about suits. Should try wearing this to the office sometimes. I mean, we like your summer outfit. We haven't gotten to summer yet. After cleaning up, Director Kobase wiped at his forehead with his arm. Also, you're cleaning the house in, like, white pants, a t-shirt, and a blazer. I'm just saying, this is not house cleaning fucking clothing, but This is we're going out on the weekend, not we're staying in and cleaning and or lounging on the couch with clothes. This is like wearing jeans in your house, okay? This is a little too dressy for staying in and cleaning. And tell you what, let me cook lunch today. You just sit down and rest. I hope you like rice, because that's all I know how to cook. I can't even cook fucking instant noodles. I chased after the director as he headed for the kitchen. However, he put a flat hand on my shoulder. Come on, don't be so stubborn, says the pissed off salad cat face. I wasn't being stubborn. I just wanted to make the director happier. Like, I just want to be with you! We glared at each other, neither of us wanting to give an inch, and both of us being very hungover. You're like, why don't we make it together? It'll be fun. At the same time, the two of us grabbed our temples and let out a nauseous groan. Alright, how about we cook lunch together? Deal? I agreed reluctantly, or, this is when you order, like, the greasiest takeout you can. The two of us quickly got to work. I peered into the fridge excitedly, but because of my hangover, I didn't have much of an appetite. When I looked at Kobase, his frown suggested he was thinking the same thing. Something easy to eat. How about some egg and rice porridge? How about we try making it in a donabe? Making it in a donabe? I don't know what that is. It looks like we can make it with rice in about 30 minutes. Oh, is this your first time cooking with a donabe? It's just a clay pot. Thanks, I didn't know what the fuck it was. You have one at your parents' place. I guess it doesn't make a lot of sense to use one if you live by yourself, huh? Despite his expectations, I muttered that I barely did any cooking for myself at home anyway. Seriously? Well, be that as it may, you're still quite the cook. And that udon you made for me the other day was something else. Since he rarely complimented me at work, I felt embarrassed by his kind words. Now can we make out in the kitchen again? In that case, I'll leave the rice to you. I used this donabe last winter, so it should be fine. Since we're cooking for two, we'll want one serving of rice with 900 milliliters of water. With his precise instructions, I placed the rice in the donabe and got ready to start cooking. It felt somewhat like being at work. Medium heat. Stir it occasionally to ensure it doesn't burn. I'm out of regular onions, so we'll have to use green onions instead. Green onions are delicious, though. I just fucking love onions. I glanced to the side to see him cutting the onions with a calm look on his face. I've always liked doing housework. I've just been so busy that I hardly ever get a chance to anymore. As if this man couldn't be more motherfucking perfect. Okay, I'm sorry. You have a little bit of an asshole attitude at work. You wear glasses. We know you're a big-ass motherfucking marshmallow, and you like doing housework. What the fuck? Kill me now! How could you get any hotter? Stop it! Seriously, game, I'm gonna need you to do him justice in his CGs, okay? You're killing me here. The man likes doing housework. I want to sit down with a glass of wine and watch you dust. Ugh. Jesus, it's so sexy. I hate doing housework. I especially enjoy cooking. I like figuring out how to make things work together efficiently. Yeah, I mean, that sounds logical for the type of person you are. After that, he began cracking and beating the eggs before stopping and turning to me. I prefer to watch you clean, but, cooking together is fun. I don't mind cooking. Definitely wouldn't mind a man cooking for me either, but definitely would love a man to clean for me. Alright, I'll take care of the porridge from here. Can you get the dishes and drinks ready? The layout of the kitchen was sparse with no unnecessary tools or wasted space. Impressed with the layout, I couldn't help but think of how much it reflected the director himself. Before I knew it, I found myself staring at a delicious-looking bowl of egg and rice porridge. Let's eat. The rising steam and the warm aroma of eggs captivated my senses. It was just what my tired body needed to get me back on my feet. Perfect hangover food. I'm glad it turned out so well. A gentle, warm feeling spread through my chest as I ate. We finished eating and cleaning up together. I was about to head to my room when the director stopped me. Hey, do you have a minute? His words were jumbled as he spoke, and his tone was nothing like his usual calm and collected one. I sat down across from him. There's something I need to tell you. I asked if this was about work with a smile. When I responded in such a light-hearted way, his face fell and he bowed deeply. Uh-oh. I'm sorry this is so sudden, but I'd like you to move out. Oh. I thought he was going to be like, oh, we kissed last night. He wants us to move out because he remembers what happened. And he knows he can't resist. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, okay. So, like, everybody else has, like, rumors being spread, or this is the drama, is the fact that you just can't admit how you feel. Oh, dear God. He is our boss, so, you know. It was so unexpected, I was too stunned to respond. It's like we just got broken up with, and I feel like I want to cry. I know it'll work out okay, but still. I managed to calm myself down and ask him what this was about, but he merely stared down and shook his head. I'm sorry for pushing you around like this. Of course, I'll pay for all your moving expenses and help you find a new place to live. When I told him the other day about the vacant property, he just smiled and said I could stay as long as I needed. I bit my lip and told him I wouldn't leave until he told me why I had to. His eyes narrowed coldly and he snapped at me. I told you I was sorry for things being so rushed, but you're not in a position to argue. His intimidating stare made it impossible for me to say anything else. Got it? We're finished here. It's because he remembers. He remembers kissing us. And I think if we came out and we're like, did we kiss last night? And we talked about it, maybe it wouldn't have, but it's like he feels like he did something inappropriate and crossed a line, and he's like, if you stay here, it's just going to get worse, and that's, you know what I mean? Like, because if she doesn't remember what happened, then that makes him feel like, oh my God, what he did was totally inappropriate, despite the fact that we were both drunk and we both did something slightly irresponsible. Fine, you know, but he's going to be the responsible one here, and also he is our boss, and yeah, there's a lot going on in this poor man's brain, but doesn't mean you can be a dick about it. With that, he got up swiftly and went to his room without another word, and like, I kind of get him not wanting to talk about it because it's embarrassing. It's better, like, left unsaid. Like, she doesn't know that we kissed, and I can't control, like, if she's here, so she just needs to go, you know. I get it, but at the same time, like, and of course the game wants the tension, and you're like, God damn it, just talk! I hate it when you fuckers won't communicate! At the moment, communication is hard, I get it, but you gotta figure this fucking shit out. Oh, we gotta have some kind of drama in this route, and this is the drama. He is the drama. Okay. Oh, he's gonna... Okay, now we're in his perspective. Yeah, he's gonna remember about... We're gonna know. We're gonna find out. I closed the door to my room and stood with my back to it. I knew I had to do this now. I clenched my fist tightly, trying to push away the feelings that were rising up within me. Oh, wow, he didn't say anything. It was just I have to... Yeah. Okay, well, I'm surprised they did that and they didn't say anything else, but it's definitely he has feelings and he needs us to leave because it's inappropriate, and it's like, if we're not around, he won't be feeling these things and he can control himself type of a thing because we'll only see each other at work, but seeing each other and, like, our personal time and everything is just... And I get it. I get it. He is our boss. It kind of is inappropriate, but that's what's fun about it. A few days had passed since Director Kobase asked me to leave. As my shoulders slumped in the break room, Oe came over to talk to me. I confided in her about how I was puzzled by his actions and didn't know why he was doing this. What? Why would he? I can't believe the director of all people wouldn't tell you why. When Oe heard the story, she was at a loss for words. And what she said was true. Normally the director wouldn't hesitate to tell you his reasoning for a decision. I worried that I had been rude to him or had done something to offend him. When I expressed those concerns to Oe, she shook her head. No, if that were the case, Director Kobase would have told you so. You two seem so compatible together. Why would he do this? Oh, always going to be the one that slaps him upside the head and is like, dumbass. It's the director, after all. There must be some reason. Something he can't tell us. Then I heard footsteps. What do you mean, some reason? Turning around, I saw Minato standing there with a curious look on his face. Oh, wait, your voice is so loud I heard you from the hallway. With an exasperated sigh, Minato stepped toward the vending machine. It's nothing. Minato studied us suspiciously. Oh, I faked a cough and quickly changed the topic. Ahem! I could be badgering you too. What's with that thick folder you have in your hand? I spied a large file tucked under Minato's arm where Oe was pointing. This thing? Minato sat down next to us and opened the file, spilling the contents all over the table. They were printouts of various defamatory messages that had been sent to the Astarsi contact address. The messages were filled with countless insults, words like fraud and betrayal. Hey, what the hell is all this? Somebody get word of what you were doing, Minato? Oe and I recoiled in surprise. Ever since we announced the Astarsi relaunch, we've been getting messages like these in the app, but... Minato expelled a small sigh as he began to explain the contents of the file. We made a few updates since then, and the response from the user base has been pretty positive. I feel like this is Doi, making 50 accounts and literally not doing any work but doing all this. Downloads and users were ticking up bit by bit. And that said, there was no shortage of complaints either. So far, I've done my best to take it in stride, but you know what? It does sound like, if you think about it, like, oh, Astarsi, we did some changes and, we've been getting positive feedback, and Doi is trying to destroy Astarsi. Like, we learned that in Minato's route, right? So I feel like I would not put it past that little fucking troll to be, like, coming out from under his bridge and making a bunch of accounts and, like, having people and, like, saying all these things and fraud and betrayer and doing all this shit and posting all these fucking messages and having bots going out there doing this just to drag the... wait, you're starting... you were kind of flatlining and then you started to do a little bit better and now to drag you down to, like, really put the nail in the coffin, Like, it would not surprise me. Over the past week, the comments have become a bit more malicious. I just got back from telling the director about it. As I checked the file, I saw that the negative comments had been pouring in more frequently. And what did he say? Oh, I stiffened with a frown on her face as she asked him. He just said to keep an eye on it for now. But if things deteriorate further, we'll likely have to consider some serious countermeasures. I see. Well, I guess that's all we can do. Ban words like fraud and whatever. I mean, you can't do that forever, but you could do it temporarily to be like, stop the bot. Like, you're like, there, fake user 123, fake user 124. These sound like bot accounts. Doi secret account 1, Doi secret account. Indeed. With regards to the competition, the quickest solution will be to proceed with a major facelift of Astarsi. That'll shut these guys up. Yeah, well, let's just all do what we can. I'm so depressed right now. Like, we were having a good time with the director, we made out, and now we gotta move out, and I'm sad. And then, like, you're like, and then he comes up with all these bad messages. You're like, everything is sad right now. You're like, this game does a really good job of fucking with your emotions. Because you're like, we're having fun, and then you're like, no, everything is going wrong all at the same time. This is exactly how life is. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, things are going bad at home. The director asked me to move out. What the fuck? I can't believe my husband is kicking me out. And then, but hey, work is going great. Well, we work with him, so no. So now work's got all these problems, and my house husband doesn't want me there. And right after we had a beautiful lunch, and he was like, yeah, we were cooking together and sharing things. And he's like, get the fuck out of my house, and how dare you ask me why? Did we not just have a beautiful lunch and we're cooking together 5 minutes ago? The fuck just happened? You got worse mood swings than I do on my period, Jesus. As I listened to the two of them, my head swam in a sea of anxiety. Again, yeah, valid. I had no idea our app was receiving so many frightening messages. And I knew that Director Kobase must have felt heartbroken by them. Later that evening, I returned home first and sat on the couch in a daze when my phone rang. My meeting ran late, but I'm on my way home now. I'm surprised you're even bothering to talk to me. Got it. She should make the front. She shouldn't have even said anything. See, this is the thing. This is why I would be a problem. Because she is going to be like, okay, hey, it's okay. You're mean to me, but I'm going to keep doing it. And I'd be like, I'm going to fucking kick you in the shins and never even look at you. I'm going to make myself dinner. I'm going to fucking go to my room. I'm not even going to speak to you unless we're at fucking work. I'm going to hold a grudge about this. She's not. She's not going to do that. Like, look, I need my time to be angry, okay, and dramatic. I sent my reply and closed the Ring app. If he came back soon, we could have dinner together. Why would you? You know what I mean? Like, as I was cooking, I thought about talking to him one more time about moving out when I noticed he was out of soy sauce. Since I needed it for the dish I was cooking, I had no choice but to head out and buy a bottle. Something's gonna happen. She's gonna, like, somebody's gonna, like, you know, attack her or something while she's out. It's gonna be the creepy guy that was at what something's gonna happen. He's gonna be like, no, I can't let you leave. And then, so I don't know. I decided to take a trip to the nearest supermarket to pick one up. Something's gonna happen. We have to go out for soy sauce. Something's gonna happen. Some dramatic. I put on a jacket and left with my wallet in hand. Then, a short distance from the apartment, I spotted Director Kobase. As I began to approach him, I noticed a woman standing by his side. Oh, she looks like 12, but... Although the two of them were too far away for me to hear what they were saying, they seemed to be arguing. Okay, interesting. We're bringing a whole new character into this. Do you think... Okay, because I didn't want... Remember, I'm thinking of Suburban Dad. You think this is his daughter? I don't know why I'm thinking that. Because, like, he saw something. Remember, he was looking at his phone when we came out, and he's like, you've got to move out, whatever. What if... But, like, why would she be peeping, like, if she saw something, right? Or because nobody else knows that I'm living here except for Oe, right? But, like, what if she saw us going into his house and then is like, I'm going to tell my dad, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? If she's blackmailing him and that's why he wants us to move out and it has nothing to do with the kiss. This is the drama here. I thought it was just going to be he was the drama, but somebody else could be blackmailing him. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to think of what Suburban Dad looked like, because I was like, did he have blue eyes like she has? I don't remember now, maybe not. But, you know, that would be the only thing, because he's like, I owe it to him, and like, blah, blah, blah. And like, so somebody blackmailing him saying they're going to tell the company president something, whatever, is the only reason he would be like pushing us away so hard. You know what I mean? Because like, it's not like ex-girlfriend or anything, you know? So, Although the two of them were too far away for me to hear what they were saying, they seemed to be arguing. The woman grabbed the lapels of the director's jacket and gave him a big shake. Ooh, yeah, she's shaking him down. When she let go, she ran away, and it was clear she had been crying. Or she's interested in him and then is, like, mad because but then that would go back to, like, that would be too similar to, like, Mitsuki's route, right? Where, like, then the guy's making all sorts of sexual harassment claims on my behalf just because he's jealous of Mitsuki. It has nothing to do with, like, our actual relationship, but it'd be a little too similar, you know? I'll tell everyone! Director Kobase's eyes narrowed sharply as he sadly watched her figure fade into the dark night. A single thought popped into my mind. Perhaps the reason Director Kobase didn't want us living together had something to do with that woman. I felt a deep aching in my heart as I thought back to the woman's face, her eyes bloodshot from countless tears. So we're gonna think that, like, oh, it must be a lover's quarrel, like maybe she's in love with him but then that's why me living here is a problem for him, and it's like, no, he's in love with us. But I stood there in a stupor before coming to my senses. Remembering why I'd left the house in the first place, I went to buy some soy sauce and trudged back home. Where have you been? As soon as I walked through the door, Director Kobase rushed over to me, pulling me close into his arms. I'm so glad you're all right. Startled by the strength of his embrace, I dropped my wallet in surprise. Also, like, he was so mad when we came in and now he's holding us, and you're like, didn't you tell me to get the fuck out of your house? And now you're like, this man. Sorry. Director Kawase apologized quietly before hesitantly releasing me. I'm just very confused at his, like, so now I'm, like, wondering what's really going on with that woman, you know what I mean? Because he wasn't like, where the hell did you go? Like, I mean, I feel like, okay, first of all, we left to get some soy sauce. He came home. He was expecting us to be home. We're not there. We didn't leave a note. So, of course, he'd be worried. But he could have texted us, like, what the fuck are you? And you'd be like, oh, ran out to get soy sauce. Oh, okay, cool. Him freaking, I'm sorry, Bert. I was trying to brush the, I'm sorry. I was trying to brush the birdie dander off my knee and I accidentally smacked you with my finger. I went to go brush on my finger, like, smacked him in the wing. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to think I was beating you. I only tease about beating the birdie. I only tease you. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. I didn't mean to accidentally smack you. You're like, oh no, I was being accosted. I'm being repressed. Oh, we poor thing. All right, I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? So, like, yes, I could see him overreacting because of that, but I also wonder if it has something to do with whatever that woman was talking to him about, and then he freaked out a little bit more than normal. Or he's just really in love with us and really thought we ran away, but, like, you're the one kicking us out and whatever. You know what we should do? If she were smart, she'd be like, well, yeah, no, it's fine. I'm going to go take that. There's another apartment in that same building we looked at, blah, blah, blah. Because that will get him to own up to whatever the fuck he's trying to say, because, you know what I mean? Why? Because he knows that creep lives there. Not just any creep. So, Director Kobase apologized. Oh, yeah, hasn't leave releasing me, yeah. There was a half-cooked dinner in the kitchen, but you weren't here and you weren't returning my calls. Oh, okay, well, you did try to call. Okay. I was worried something might have happened to you. Director Kawase exhaled and gently patted me on the head. I felt so guilty for the worry I had caused him, I couldn't bring myself to mention the woman I'd seen him with. I'd be like, I'm sorry I went out to get soy sauce, but also, why are you so fucking worried when you're trying to kick me the fuck out of your house? I'm gonna be homeless. I apologized, telling him I had stepped out to buy soy sauce and forgot my phone. The director smiled before pulling out a document from the bag near his feet. The contract was for an apartment at a weekly condo for women only. Of course he'd find that. About that thing we discussed the other day. Okay, you don't get to freak the fuck out like, oh my god, where were you? I was so worried. By the way, here, you can move here. Bye, get out. What the fuck? I was fortunate enough to find a pleasant, safe place. I paid for the contract already. The rooms are pretty similar to the one we looked at before, so I think it should be fine. Without making eye contact, Director Kobase continued. I know that weekdays can be busy, so I've worked out a deal with them to let you move in starting next Saturday. Wow. Wow, I thought for a minute maybe you were gonna change your mind, but, like, you are flip-flopping so far. You were flip-flopping more than a goddamn fish out of fucking water. But you're free to move in whenever you want. If necessary, we can take my car. Before he could finish, I forcefully interrupted him. I asked him to, at the very least, tell me why he was in such a hurry to get rid of me. Refusing to back down, I continued to push him, but he merely pressed the document into my hand. I'm not going to argue with you about this. Please, just go. The director walked past me to the front door, slipping his shoes on as he did. Honestly, I'd take my shit and I wouldn't even ask for his help. I'd take the fucking train. He's like, we could take my car. And he's like, I said we could. And I'd be like, you know what? You want me out of your house? I don't want your fucking help. I'm going out for dinner. You stay here. Don't go out again today. Got it? I will fucking definitely leave. I'm calling OA and being like, I'm going to fucking Evergreen, and I'm not going to be fucking home when he comes back. His voice curt and firm, he abruptly left the house. Also, that I would absolutely, like, one, I am not going to fucking let you take me to this place. That's fine. You signed the contract, whatever. I'll fucking pack my shit. I will fucking leave, but I'm not going to fucking tell you when. And I'm not going to even fucking ask for your help. I'm just going to fucking leave. Go fuck yourself. I'm mad now, okay? Like, you want to play this game? And you're going to tell me to not leave? I am going to Evergreen, and I am flirting with fucking Nori, and I'm bringing that motherfucking fucker home. You had that boy toy, I'm out that boy toy now. Oh, hell yeah. This is exactly what you need to do. Go to Evergreen, and if he's going to get pissed, you'd be like, you don't tell me what to fucking do. And then he's like, I told you to stay home. And like, you do not get to tell me what to fucking do? I no longer live under your motherfucking roof. Remember? Contract in my hand. Because I am an asshole. You're going to play these games with me? Oh, we're going to make it so much worse. Bring on the drama. I wondered why I felt so devastated by this whole affair. I could tell there was no room for discussion. I would have to leave the director's house this weekend. I wouldn't ask for his help. Don't do it. Do not let him help you, girls. Have some fucking dignity. Yes! I can't wait to see his perspective. Is this... Okay, when is this? Coming home from work, I saw Amasa was standing in the hallway, dressed only in a towel. No, I don't want this part. I want to know what's going on with the woman. I want to know why you, after the kiss, this is way too far back. We don't need that. I need more reason. Her face, it's bright red. It was my fault for getting so riled up seeing Amasawa like that, but it was like it was happening to someone else. Walking around the hall like that, is this some kind of invitation? What the hell am I saying? She's embarrassed enough as it is. There's no reason for me to tease her any further. No, but you want to do me, that's why. Despite living together, this is the first time I've ever seen her blush like that. Still, maybe I'll tease her just a little bit. She needs to understand she's living in a man's house after all. No, this is just you being like, yeah, I'm just gonna tease her and it's not because I actually want to have sex with her. You know what, try. Okay, sweetie. You know what, own up. Own up to the fact that you just can't, you want to fuck me. Just own up to it. And seeing she was clearly upset, I told her to get dressed. I could give her a proper talking to later. And that was the plan, anyway. But if I see you dressed like that again, we'll continue where we left off today. That was close. If she realizes how much seeing her in a towel affected me, she'll never see me as a boss again. This is my house. Amasawa is my roommate and subordinate at work. I've got to control myself. See, this is exactly what it is. He's like, I need you to leave because I can't stop wanting to have sex with you. After calming down, I made my way upstairs. Ugh. I stubbed my toe on the first step. My toe throbbed, but I was too embarrassed to worry about that. I walked up the stairs, doing my best to keep cool as if nothing had happened. Got a bit carried away earlier. I've seriously got to be more careful. If I keep living with her, will I be able to repress this? The answer is no, clearly. Afterwards, Amasawa returned to the living room wearing normal clothes, and I gave her a stern warning. I wanted to walk away looking cool, but I ended up bumping my toe again. He's so fucking, like... You're so into me, you can't even walk straight. I'm like, okay. Ugh. See, I mean, like, his CGs need to be as hot as his, like, title cards are. A week had passed since I left Director Kobase's apartment. I finally got used to the place Director Kobase helped me find. But since then, awkwardness lingered between us at work. I'm sorry this is so sudden, but I'd like you to move out. Got it? We're finished here. I'm not gonna argue with you about this. Meanwhile, you embraced me because you were so glad I wasn't dead in an alley somewhere, and then you're like, get the fuck out. This man is so crazy. I love him. The day of the move came and went without the slightest indication of why he kicked me out. I definitely would not have let him help me. After that, he told me to ask Oe any questions I had at work. Just when I thought the two of us were getting closer, we'd grown even further apart. Hey, Spacey, you ready? Hearing Oe's voice, I checked my watch to see that it was 5 minutes before our next meeting. With my papers in hand, I rushed to the conference room. See, now you just gotta get close to someone else. You gotta be, like, hanging out with Nori at Evergreen or whatever, because we know he works there now part-time. So, like, someday we all go out after work or whatever. Or he's there and then you're just flirting with Nori at the bar and then just really fucking... Because, like, one, in her mind... The director is not in love with her. We know he is. So I'm going to play the long haul, right? We're going to play the long con. We're doing this. But it's going to drive him crazy. And she can flirt with whoever the fuck she wants to flirt with. And like, you're like, I was kind of in love with my boss and I was living with him and then he kicked me out and everything is miserable. So I'll flirt with the boy whore. That's fine. Whatever. It's cool. He'll like it. Like, I'm sure he likes people flirt. I mean, it's not like, oh, well, he's cute, so we can flirt with him. And no. But I mean, like, he's the type who's like, no, absolutely flirt with me. So it'll be fun. Plus, we're going to date him later anyway, so I feel like it's okay. With our participation in the conference confirmed, meetings like this became a daily affair. We actively exchanged ideas for redesigns and new projects and brushed up on materials for a final presentation. But Director Kobase stopped attending our meetings. He just said he trusts us to see it through to the end. Not gonna lie, it's a real bummer not having him around. I wish Kobe would get a bit more fired up about this whole thing. Where the hell's the guy we pitched the competition to? It's the director's job to keep this whole ship afloat. What could be more important than helping us get ready for the competition? Whatever is being blackmailed by that chick.
I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but knowing the director, there must be a reason, right?
Oe, to whom I had told everything, gently patted the others on the back.
Let's just do the best we can with the group we have, okay?
Saltame Minato nodded reluctantly in response. I mean, your boss can't always be in every meeting because they've got a lot of other meetings to go to, but like them never showing up, and there's definitely something going on. After the meeting, as I walked back to our department, Oe called out to me, noticing how slowly and despondently I walked.
Are you all right? You haven't had a chance to talk to the director since you left his place, right?
She hit the nail on the head. I felt that even at work he avoided meeting me face to face. Yep.
I feel like you won't be able to let this go until you get some answers. You should try talking to him. I don't know how I'll be able to help, but if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
Oe smiled softly at me, and I felt reassured by her concern. Just then, my phone started buzzing. I checked the notification and saw it was an email from Director Kobase. Come to my desk after the meeting.
Speaking of the devil, well, it would have been better if he just came up and talked to you, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Hurry up and reply back to him.
I mean, it's work, so. Got it. I suppressed my restlessness and replied to him.
It's probably work-related, but now's your chance. You should tell him what's on your mind. No regrets, yeah?
Good luck. Yeah, let me go tell him, like, I'm really sad you made me move out because I'm in love with you. I think I need to quit my job. We should be like, I think I'm going to go look for a job elsewhere. With Ome's words of encouragement pushing me forward, I made my way to the director's desk when the time came. Which is now, because the meeting's over. It felt like an eternity since I talked directly with Director Kobase. I called out to him anxiously. Here we go, summerwear. Sorry, I know you're busy. The moment our eyes met, I felt a sharp pang in my chest. This document. Thinking this might mean the two of us were going out to a meeting together, I allowed myself to get a little excited. I need it delivered to Sympathy first thing this afternoon. Unfortunately, he was just asking me to run an errand for him. They need the original copy ASAP. I'll leave it to you. I took the papers and with a small bow began to walk back to my desk. But as I felt his gaze on me, I turned back around to face him. What is it? I shrank after being acknowledged so directly and swallowed down all the things I wanted to say to him. I didn't want him to treat me this way anymore, but I knew that all I could do was put my head down and work hard. I shook my head, regained my composure, and prepared to leave. The errand at Sympathy wrapped up quickly, and within an hour I was nearly back at the office. Then just as I was about to enter a building, him and the girl, near the entrance I spotted the woman who cried and fought with Director Kobase before. I wondered what in the world she was doing here. My curiosity piqued, I couldn't help but watch her. Then our eyes met. What is it? I apologized and made up an excuse about her looking like someone I knew. Is that so? I'd be like, I'm sorry, can I help you? Is there something? She squinted at me. She looked about the same age as me, but her fragile aura made her feel ephemeral. Could she really be Director Kobase's lover? No. But she might be in love with him. And if he really owes the president so much, I feel like she might be the president's daughter, and maybe she was like, oh, like, oh, I'll get to marry him. Like, and maybe she's into him and he's not into her, and then, like, you know, if that were the case, no, he wouldn't have invited me to live with him, even if he was just trying to help me out. As those thoughts raced through my mind, the woman's stare pinned me down as she asked, you work here, right? After a moment's hesitation, I nodded. The woman approached me and whispered in my ear, oh. Stay away from Yoji Kobase, for your own sake. I was so taken aback by her brazenness that I went still as a statue. It could be someone he dated, but, like, it doesn't seem like he dates very often, and he seems very busy, but, like, I just feel like she might be into him and he was never into her and she's just a crazy person. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Like, anyway, I was so taken aback by her brazenness that I went still as a statue. I think I read that, but I don't know. The woman smiled knowingly and left me there. Was that a warning not to get too close to Director Kobase? Don't worry. As I stared at her slender figure walking away, I saw something shining at my feet. I picked it up. It was some kind of keychain. I searched frantically for the woman, but she was gone. I had no choice but to take the keychain back with me. I knew she was at least an acquaintance of Director Kobase. If I gave it to him, he would know what to do. You just stick it on his desk and don't say anything. While I didn't love the idea of having that conversation with him, I had some other matters to report to him about regardless. This is all gonna, come out, you think? We only have a few minutes. I peeked at his desk, but didn't see him there. Though it was after regular business hours, the bag at his desk told me he was still in the office. Roof, smoking. I found Director Kobase in the break room, sitting in a chair by the window and sipping coffee. I'm back already? It's after working hours, so fuck yeah, you sent me on a goddamn errand that would take me past regular fucking clock-out time, you dick. When he saw my face, he stood up and moved to leave. Good work today. Involuntarily, I grabbed his sleeve tightly, stopping him from walking away without looking at me. Will you let go? Using his free hand, he attempted to pry my fingers away from his shirt. The fun part is now, like, the salty bitch attitude, that we expect from the glasses assholes. We're getting that now. We got it, though, again, the first meeting. Get the fuck out of the way! Here's a juice, by the way. And then you're like, look at this marshmallow. And he's been such a marshmallow the rest of the time. Now he's being the bitch. Mid-route. They're really just, like, throwing all sorts of shit to the wind, aren't they, with this one? I'm not complaining. I find it interesting. I kind of like it. I mean, the bitches turn into bitches again, but he wasn't really much of a bitch to begin with. Now he is. Now we're getting the attitude. It's almost worse. You're like, usually you have to chisel away at the grumpy asshole, and then they get a little bit nicer, and then they go back to being a grumpy asshole, and you're like, oh, used to this. But this, he was like, oh, yeah, he was a little bit stern and whatever, but is more just intimidating, and you're like, but he's just a big fucking marshmallow. Look, he's actually really sweet and nice and kind of fun. And then now he's being a big fat fucking asshole, and you're like, wait. Well, I didn't have to chisel this away. You waited, and now you're coming out with it? It's like, it's a little disconcerting. I'm here for it, though. Anyway, I didn't wrench my gaze from his, and he exhaled in exasperation. I've told you before. Don't look at me like that. He pushed my body against the wall forcefully. Oh! No, give me a CG, but make it hot. If you keep looking at guys like a helpless little animal, someday a wolf like me is gonna take a bite. You say... Oh, you brought the wolf thing into it. Why do you think I'm looking at you like this, you ass? He was heart-poundingly close. I could feel his breath tickle my face. Then the face of the woman from before popped into my head, and I turned away from him. That's better. Frustrated by his coldness, I pulled the keychain out of my pocket. I'll be like, your girlfriend stopped by! And what is this? I placed the keychain in his palm, and he raised his eyebrows quizzically. I told him about the woman I saw arguing with him in front of his house. And I told him that I saw her today too, and she seemed to be waiting for someone to leave the office. I think you're mistaken. No, I fucking know, and she warned me to stay away from you. Probably because of this. His denial made me uncomfortable. It was positive I saw the two of them talking near Director Kobase's house. If she was just an acquaintance, why was he lying about it? An awkward silence ensued. Neither of us wanted to be the one to break it. Unless, you know what, maybe she worked here once before. And, like, if she had a thing for him and just, like, how he's cold and, like, stern or, like, whatever. Maybe that's why he owes the president so much. Because, like, you know, remember, like, but it'd be too similar to Mitsuki's route, right? Where, like, what's his face was like making up rumors and everyone's like, oh, Mitsuki's like treating her like shit and harassing her and whatever. It wasn't like sexual harassment really, but it was still like bordering on that just because he was jealous. So he's like, oh, he's bossing her. Oh, and whatever. And like people were like, yeah, he was like that with other girls or whatever. And like, but they've already painted Kobase as like he intimidates women in the office, right? Like, and even the CEO guy said that, right? He was like, you gotta be nicer because all the girls in the office are scared of you. But like, so then you're like, well, did this girl work here? And if she had something for, maybe had feelings for him and he was just a little like whatever, or maybe he was a little flirty with her or something, and it turned into like, oh my god, he's harassing me and it, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like our relationship, like, hey, he's been nice, he's been friendly, he's trying to help us because he's actually a caring person, and she kind of took it the wrong way or wanted more from him maybe and he wasn't interested or however it happened and it was like, oh, you're crossing lines because you're technically her boss or whatever, or you're in a position of power, because technically that would be a huge thing that would be problematic. You know what I mean? Our relationship will be problematic at work because he's our boss, you know? But, and like maybe the CEO guy helped him out because it was like, no, that never happened or whatever. And that girl is like here because she's still mad about it or something. But again, it would be too close to Mitsuki's like harassment thing because they made it seem like he harassed other women. And it's like, but they weren't like, oh, he's sexually harassing them or whatever, but it was like, you know what I mean? But it'd be too close to that. So I don't know. Plus, you really don't want to go. I mean, like, yes, obviously, you'd hope he's had other relationships, but like, it'd be weird to be like, oh, I kind of was dating someone that worked here once, and then, you know, but also then doing the, oh, she was here and she had a crush on him and he wasn't interested and now she wants revenge is like, why are we always gonna make the bitches crazy? You know? But, and besides, you figure in Nori's route there's gonna be some jealous ex-lover because he's the man whore. So there's gonna be some kind of jealous ex-lover in his route probably. So like, I don't know if you really could do the exact same thing with like, Mitsuki was like, oh, he's kind of harassing us, but that's because somebody else said it, and then blah, blah, blah. But then with Kobase, it's kind of like a jealous, maybe sort of ex-girlfriend workplace harassment thing, and then Nori is a jealous ex-girlfriend thing, and it's like, they'd be overlapping too much. But I mean, so, I don't know. I don't know, but... Anyway, an awkward silence ensued. Neither of us wanted to be the one to break it. I'm just very curious. Then suddenly, Oe raced into the room looking flustered. Her eyes landed on me and the director, and she called out to us breathlessly. Uh-oh. Here you are! Director Kobase, please come this way! Spacey, you better come too! Something was wrong. I hurried after Oe. Oh my god, the drama, and now we're not gonna know what's wrong. Like, oh, everyone's here. You know what? I wonder if the girl's been the one spamming those messages. Liar and betrayer. You know what I mean? It sounded something like Doi would do, I'm just saying. But maybe she was, okay, like, listen, if she was, like, kind of interested in him, and, or it'd be funny if she was the director, like the president's daughter, and she just thought because like he'd always work close with the president, blah blah blah. She was like, oh my god, I'm gonna marry him, and it's gonna be like an arranged marriage or whatever. And he was like, yeah, no, not really, you know, or like he's just being nice or whatever. And she's like, and then like now she's like, you betrayed me. I don't know, like you know what I. But then you gotta make the bitch crazy. But like whatever. You know, I don't know why they always gotta make bitches crazy, but hey, at least we have a female friend, okay? We have Oe. So it's not like in other games where the only other female characters are your like love rivals. We haven't really had that necessarily because the other women so far nobody there've just been people like, oh my god, Mitsuki's harassing you, and like, oh my god, she's just into it, and like have been bitching and being doucheholes to me, but they haven't been trying to fight me for my boyfriend. And in Kohei's route, it was his mom and his sister, so nobody was trying to fight us for his affection or anything there. And so if there's a jealous other girl, it's at least the first time they've done it so far in the game. So fair enough. But anyway, we'll find out what the drama is next time. So I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.